What's up YouTube, DMX here today, here to do a review on Kong Skull Island. I'm going to be reading down the positives and negatives and my overall thoughts on the movie. So starting off with the positives, Kong is used perfectly within this movie, from the action to the look of Kong, to how his personality is shaped within this movie. It's not like in Godzilla, every time you see Godzilla on screen, he's trying to take out these monsters and it cuts away at the last minute. But in this one, every time Kong's on screen, it's fantastic. This is truly the Kong we deserve, because Kong is so massive. The way he takes down helicopters, the way he's beating down the skull crawlers. This is definitely worth seeing on the big screen. And I also enjoyed the variety of creatures on Skull Island, which include the skull crawlers, the giant octopus, the giant water buffalo, the giant spider, just to name a few. Along with the native people on Skull Island as well. They really don't have a certain language. They only communicate with certain hand gestures, which is quite interesting. And I also like how Skull Island embraces the 70s when it comes to the music, the controversial political themes throughout this decade, and the visual aesthetics with nods towards Apocalypse Now, and the overall feel of the Vietnam War. Now, there's only a few human characters that stood out to me in Kong Skull Island, which include John C. Reilly's character, who was a pilot stranded on Skull Island since World War II, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think that story is more interesting than the one that we have in the current Skull Island movie. And then you have Samuel Jackson's character, who is a military officer who truly doesn't want to leave the battlefield, which is why when he comes in contact with Kong, he has that urge to prove that man is king. Also, make sure you stick around for the end credits of Kong Skull Island, because this post-credits scene helps build upon this new monster cinematic universe that I think many fans of this genre will appreciate. Now moving on to the negatives, most of the supporting cast in this movie is one-dimensional. They really don't bring much depth to the movie at all. They try to build some type of emotional tie-in with these characters, but it doesn't really work, because every time they get killed off, it's very anticlimactic. Even Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson's character don't have much depth, which is a shame, because I really love both actors. But I'm not going to put the blame on them, because the performances are good. It's just that the material they have at their disposal really doesn't allow them to flesh out their characters. But to their defense, the movie is like 2 hours long, so they had to get in there, get out, so the movie moves like that. And honestly, most of the jokes in Skull Island are hit or miss. Most of the jokes are coming from John C. Reilly's character, who really is the comic relief of this movie. But overall, Skull Island is everything you want in a Kong movie, by providing entertaining giant monster battles that is dragged down by the characters lacking any depth. It keeps me from not caring what happens throughout the movie. The only thing I really want in this movie is more Kong. Give me more Kong, 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 Kong. Because every time Kong is on screen, the movie's fantastic. But when it cuts away from Kong, you're just like, okay, whatever. You guys gotta get off the island. So that's why I'm gonna have to give Kong Skull Island an 8 out of 10. So let me just think in the comments down below about Kong Skull Island. What are your thoughts on the movie? Like, subscribe, more content to me on Kong Skull Island and other films in general. I'm DMX. I'll see you in the future.